Hi everybody, it's Lorraine Murray here from Feel Good Therapies. Hope you're having a good day, and the sun is shining today, so that's nice to see. So we have covered all the different chakras with the chakra tasters, and I thought it would be quite nice to show you how meditation can be incorporated into any aspect of your life. Because a lot of people have the idea that meditation is always about sitting down with this dedicated time and meditating, and certainly that's what I do, and I do it once a week in a group, my own meditation class, and I do it every day, anything from 15 to 30 minutes. But there are different ways to incorporate a little bit of meditation and mindfulness and day-to-day stuff, so that if you don't manage to sit for 15 or 30 minutes and you start to give yourself a hard time about that, then you can incorporate it in normal day-to-day life and activities instead. So I thought it would be quite fun to show you a chocolate meditation, because normally when I see meditations online, they're all about working with a piece of fruit, which is wonderful and it's extremely healthy, but I just wanted to show you how it can be very interesting to do a chocolate meditation. So you're going to have to get a piece of chocolate. It's a hard life. And so you get yourself a piece of chocolate. I'll stop this video just now so you can go and do that. Don't eat it though. Just bring it back and then restart from this point of the video. So hopefully you've got yourself a piece of chocolate. I have my piece of chocolate here, which is all wrapped up in a little piece of foil. And what we're going to do is just work with the different senses to experience what it's like when we choose to eat something mindfully, rather than just shoving it in our mouth and doing something else instead. Perhaps even as you start to think about eating this piece of chocolate, you'll start to notice some saliva in your mouth starting to come up in your body in terms of compensation for whatever it is that you're about to eat. So pay attention to your body that way, as well as noticing the sense of touch and your breath and anything else, any thoughts that are coming up, maybe some guilt or a little bit of shame about what you're doing, and just acknowledging those feelings and sitting with those feelings too. So if we just start off by taking our piece of chocolate, and mine is wrapped in a piece of foil. So as I unwrap mine, I'm going to listen to the sound that I make as I open up this piece of chocolate. And I can see what it looks like. I've got a piece of dark chocolate which has some chili in it. I think it's a Lindt one. It's a square. What I want you to do first of all is just to kind of rub your finger over the surface of the chocolate, and there may be a pattern on it. Mine has a pattern on it. And as I'm doing that, the warmth of my finger will make the chocolate a little bit sticky. I'll hold up here. So a little bit sticky. So I can see the shape of it. Mine is a square. A little bit off at the end because there's a little bit extra chocolate from where I broke it off. And I'm just going to notice the weight of this piece of chocolate in my hand as well. Just paying attention to that. Noticing my breath, noticing my body, being aware of how it feels. Anything that feels tense or tight, I just breathe into it and just let that tension go. I want you to think about all the energy that went into creating this piece of chocolate. So you might just think of it as sugar, but sugar came from sugar canes. So these were planted in the ground, in the earth, so it had to absorb the earth's energy. It had to absorb the sun's energy. So we have these different types of energy coming into this little piece of chocolate. We can think about the country that perhaps this piece of chocolate came from, and the cocoa beans, of course, that were grown as well. All these different processes that the chocolate went through to make it into what I'm holding in my hand now. So just thinking about that, but noticing your breath, just paying attention to how amazing it is that this piece of chocolate has come into your hands from all the work, all the energy, all the natural energy, as well as the energy of the people who helped create it. And then I want you to hold it up to your nose and really inhale the smell, but not eat it at the moment. And just really take in the smell, and then close your eyes and do that again. and just noticing that smell, how your body responds, how your body feels. Perhaps feeling grateful for the ability to have this piece of chocolate, to be able to eat this piece of chocolate. I know when my great-grandmother and my grandma growing up in the war didn't have chocolate. So it's amazing that I have this piece of chocolate in my hand. So I feel very grateful to be able to freely have this available to me. And then I want you to take the piece of chocolate, either bite into it or put it all in your mouth. Listen to the sound as you do that. And feel how the chocolate is quite cool. How it starts to melt. And if you're chewing down on the chocolate, listen to the sound that you make. Sound in your mouth, hear it in your ears, and the flood of flavours as the chocolate starts to melt. It spreads all over your tongue. And I can feel the heat of mine, the chili. And the incredible sweetness that's come from this piece of chocolate. There's chocolate meditation. All it took was for you to take a little bit longer over the whole process of eating the chocolate, rather than, as we usually do, stuff it in our mouth without even thinking about it. And one of my friends runs a company called Slim Think, and it's kind of based on similar kind of principles that we look at the emotions that we feel when we're eating, and we become more mindful of that relationship that we have with food. And so what we started with there was just paying attention to sensations of touch and taste and smell, and thinking about the energy that went into creating this piece of chocolate that we were eating, and feeling gratitude for that. But there may be some feelings that come up as a result, and acknowledging those feelings and accepting yourself anyway for those feelings. Just acknowledging and allowing yourself to feel those feelings, breathing into them and just kind of allowing them to pass. And I think that if we were to teach ourselves to be more mindful with what we eat, one, we wouldn't eat so much, because our bodies would register very quickly how full we are. Two, we would think much more carefully about what we put into our mouth and how healthy it is for our body, and if our body really needs it. Thirdly, we would become aware of the emotions and the triggers that are encouraging us to eat things, particularly if there are things that aren't that great for us, and what our triggers are. Maybe it's stress or tiredness or a conversation you've had with someone that's triggered that. And fourthly, for young people that we have in our lives, it's about creating a different relationship with food than the way that we currently teach our children to eat. And we can practice that, meditation with our children, our teenagers, including ourselves. So I think it's a really, really good, but practical and easy to incorporate meditation, easy to incorporate it into our lives. So I hope you've enjoyed that little meditation taster, and that you can look at the other videos that we've got on our websites under the health and well-being tips section. And if you have any questions, just please drop me an email and share this so that we all start to eat a little bit more mindfully and we incorporate it into our daily lives. Have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of your chocolate.